नमस्ते, प्रणाम। गीता ध्यान। ओम पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणि। Bhagavad Gita, in which Lord Narayana himself gave enlightenment to Arjuna. Ancient sage Vyasa included it in the Mahabharata. O goddess, contained in the 18 chapters and bestower of the nectar-like knowledge of Advaita, the non-dualism. O my affectionate mother, the destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon thee. And now, Krishna Vandana. Vasudevasutam devam kansachanuramardhanam devakim paramanandam Krishnam vande jagadgurum. O Krishna, son of Vasudeva, slayer of Kansa and Chanur, extreme delight for Mother Devaki, O supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. And now we take up once again after a long gap, reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Our last reading was of second chapter, the Sankhya Yoga, second Adhyay, and we had read 41st shloka. Which was about Vyavasayitmika Buddhir Ekeha Kurunandana Bahushakha Yanantascha Buddho Avyayasayina. It was Sri Krishna's teaching to Arjuna that how Vyavasayatmika, the one who is firm in mind, who is resolute, how he keeps on thinking. His focus is only on one thing that he wants to achieve, that he wants to master. It is the single pointed focus, single pointed concentration. Vyavasayatmika. But the Vyavasayinam, one who is not resolute, one who is not firm in mind, their thoughts, they are all many branched, they are scattered here and there. They don't have any focus. And now continuing on the same thing, at how the Vyavasayinam, those infirm in mind, those who are not firm, those who don't have that tenacity to focus on one thing, the perseverance to focus on one thing, how their thoughts, how their thinking keeps on jumping from one point to another. And they cannot concentrate, they cannot focus, they cannot have a focused aim, focused goal, focused objective in their life. So here Sri Krishna is telling about the ways of those infirm, those fickle-minded. This is the 42nd shlok that we will restart our reading from the Bhagavad Gita. Yamimam pushpitam vacham pravadhyantya vipaschitaha vedavadarataha partha nanyadastiti vadinaha. Now Sri Krishna is telling, how are those fickle-minded, how are those who don't have any focus? They keep on jumping from one thought to another. No resolution, no focus, no aim. Just from here to there to there to there. So, Yamimam Pushpitam Vacham. Yam. Yam is which? Imam, this. Pushpitam, flowery, beautiful, the most uh, beautified, flowery. Vacham, speech. Vadanti, utter. These people, you know, they keep on talking in very flowery, very, very impressive words, bombastic words, all the Pushpitam Vacham, flowery speech, very sweet, as if they are highly enlightened. Vipashchitaha, pravadanti is utter. Vipashchitaha, the unwise. The unwise, they always use those flowery words, sweet words, without any depth, superficial, no depth in their words. They will just keep on blabbering. Veda Vadarataha Partha. Oh Partha, Sri Krishna is telling Arjuna. Veda Vadarataha. Veda Vadarataha is taking pleasure in eulogizing and praising the words of the Vedas. As if they are great scholars, as if they are great knowers. These unwise will keep on eulogizing. They will keep on praising, the words of Vedas in sweetest of the language, the most flowery words, in the most flowery speech. No, anyat, not other. Asti is iti vadinaha, thus saying. So Sri Krishna tells the first sign of the people who are not resolute in their mind, who don't have a tenacity, who are not focused, who don't have the single-minded objective for anything to achieve that thing. What they will do? The unwise who delight in the flowery words, disputing about the Vedas, say that there is nothing other than this. So this is the kind of, they are trying to convince others with their flowery words, with their most impressive words, the language that they use, and they say there is nothing other than this. This is the ultimate thing. But in reality, they are far away from that. And this is what Sri Krishna is trying to caution Arjuna. The language that he has used in the first adhyaya of Arjuna Vishad Yoga, all the justification that he has given to Sri Krishna, that why he doesn't want to fight, why he is no more in a mood to wage this war. And not only just saying about it, but physically he has got so much demoralized after giving all that high talk of, if I kill these people, my own brethren, my own Swajana, against whom I have to wage this war, if I kill them, how much there will be such a great anarchy that I will be leading to. All the women folk, having their husbands lost, having the main folk lost, they will get corrupt, they will become immoral, and there will be such a downfall and degradation of society. The society, the ethical values of the society will get lost. It will lead to kulakshaya. It will lead to destruction of the family values, of the family ethical values. And therefore, after giving all that rubbish kind of reasoning, rubbish kind of justification, then Arjuna had just slumped in the chariot with his bow fallen from his hand, arrows also gone. No, he is not in a mood to fight, to wage the war. He is not. He has given up his manly stature. Otherwise, he is a Mahabaho, otherwise he is a Maharathi. And now Sri Krishna tells that those who are infirm in mind, they behave like this. They talk high of the Vedas. There is nothing bigger than this. In reality, those infirm in mind, they behave just like what you are behaving. Better be cautious about it. Don't take this path of ignorance. Don't take this path of delusion. So that is what the way of the worldly Sri Krishna has started teaching Arjuna about. And this is what we have read in the 42nd verse. Next, we will see what Sri Krishna has to further tell about. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Sri Ramakrishna. Jai Thakur. Jai Ma. Jai Swamiji.